Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday, for I'm here and nobody's there. Because that's what it's like when we start. Oh no, Andrew's in. He's right out the gate. He's straight out of trap one. His old Andrew. He's full of it. He's full of vim and vigour. So there we go. It's just me and Andrew chilling together. Hope you're feeling well, Mr. Kostolinic. Oh, I just got back from the walk, so a little bit out of puff, but hey, that's to be expected. Oh, Styzen as well, blimey. They're coming thick and fast and thick. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed by the attention. Here we are again. Oh, what to do? What shall we talk about? Has anyone got any topics they want to talk about? Has anyone got any topics? Anyone? Any topics? No? Okay. Oh, I'll just talk about me then. I'll just talk about little old me. Okay, right. Whew, that's it. Just decompressing. Like I say, it was a bit of a fast walk. A bit chilly out there as well tonight. A bit cool. Lovely weather we've been having. Hopefully you've been having nice weather too. Of course, we're doing this in radio late night radio DJ mode. You know, doing it nice and quiet because it's a school night, and Vary's got a maths exam, a proper maths exam in the morning, so I've got to be quiet. Shh, gotta be quiet. Shh. So what have I been up to? Oh, Stices, I see you coming over this art tag. Sorry if you can't or don't want to talk about it. He's talking about the featured artist. Whatever I say will be misconstrued. So, what to say? I'll say one thing. At least it proves he has a heart. There we go. I think that's the fairest thing to say, isn't it? But he's not the one I wish harm on. So there you go. But he's not the target of my ire. Oh no. Renee's in. This is watermelon, indeed. I can hear the sound of hot beverage being prepared, so that's good. But yeah, none of us are getting any younger, you know. Least of all me. So, oh wait a minute, here it comes. Ooh, got to make some room on the table. Oh, thank you for that. I bet it's really hot, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really hot. That's not good, is it? But yeah, none of us are getting any younger, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, what have I been doing? Oh, I mean, it's nice. No, I hope he's okay. But I thought about you when I heard about his. Hey, look, don't think about me because I'm as disconnected from those guys as anyone. I don't have any connection via, social media or anything. I'm completely divorced from it. It goes on over there, and that's been the case since 2019. It's over there, and I only hear the news via third parties. I think some of the news press were reporting on it. And it's like, I guess, is it a shocker? I don't know. I don't know if it's a shocker or not, because, like I say, none of us are getting any younger. But yeah, I wish no ill will on anyone apart from not him. So there you go. I have my targets, but no, I mean, it's like I say, it's the nature of the game. As you get older, you fall foul of various ailments, and your body says, "Hey, you're not going to do what you think you're going to do, and I'm going to catch you out." So, yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And again, if you're a person like that who's hauling themselves around the world, there is a time when you need to slow down. I think that happens with a lot of musicians. There's just a point where they go, "Wait a minute." I mean, we saw it with Brian May. He was not very well, had a stroke and a heart attack, and it catches up with you. It all catches up with you eventually. And so that's that really. Those are my thoughts. It is, none of us are getting any younger. Don't worry, I'll be next. I've only got about 13 years left, so there you go. I better use them wisely and get some good loafing in. You know what I'm saying? Andrew said, sad to see Aussies so bad now. Yeah, but there are certain people, right? There are certain people, and you think, they're not going to last. They're not going to last. They're not going to last. It's like Iggy Pop, out of the triumvirate of Pop, Reed and Bowie. Iggy's the last man standing. You go, how did that happen? How? How? But yeah. Ozzy's lucky to be here, isn't he, really? But yeah. I think I was as tasteful as I could possibly be on that last topic. Don't you think? I think I dodged that really well. I was not going to say anything. But I thought, again, it's that thing, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So I did. But yeah, I'm on the fringes, so I don't really know what's going on. I've disconnected completely from all of that, and it's quite nice actually. It's quite nice to have a distance from a lot of the fandom. Again, I don't really, because I'm blocked by so many people. Certain Facebook pages I can't access. So I don't really. I think as time has gone on, I've kind of drifted away from the fandom or the obsessive fandom. I leave that for other people. I think it's probably best just to be a fan of yourself, isn't it, really? And so, yeah, I'm the worst person. I'm a fan of myself. That's what I'm doing. So I'm just going through. Oh God. You see, it's cold out there, but it's very, very, very warm in here. So I'm a bit puffed. But what I'm doing, and I will go on about me all the time because I'm the most interesting person I know. In fact, I am the only person I know, because because I've been going through the old back catalogue and doing things like the vinyl version of Fade In Fade Out. That's what I've been doing. Look, the old artwork, it still works. If you use super resolution, you can expand it and make it still printable. So yeah, that's going to be good. That's what I'm doing. There's also a CD of it as well. I'm just going to talk about me because, like I said, you've also got the CD as well. Look, I made that artwork using an application called Photo Goo back in 1998, I think it was. And in those days, it was like revolutionary to be able to manipulate photos like that. yourself without, you know, very expensive digital software, because applications like Photoshop was well out of your price range. And so to get little things that can manipulate images like this one, heavy on the magic. That original image started off as my face, and I don't know how I turned it into that swirly maelstrom of colour, but I did. And yeah, and all the others are variants of that, using, again, it was photo software from the time. And that's the fun of it, I think. So I do like messing around with that. So yeah, I've been just going through, and also you have to edit. The thing about vinyl is you have to edit the songs, because sometimes you don't have a lot of time on a vinyl record, especially this place. They keep you to a tight 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So you have to trim, you have to go in and kind of just edit things, or leave tracks off in some cases. So that's what you have to do. But he said, but where is it? Where am I taking you? Where am I taking you? I've got to open up another Finder window, because that's not the one. Oh, why did I put that there? That was stupid. Let me just drag you back down to there. I'm just talking to myself. But for those of you who are interested, no one, what I've been working on today is particularly good. That's not the thing. I want that one. Oh, that one. How am I going to fit that all in? That's not the first time I've said that. Can I make it smaller? That's it. Now, what am I doing? Yeah, the really good thing is yes, it's going to happen. It's happening. It's Americana on vinyl. Yeah, that's the artwork. It's happening. Americana on vinyl, which I've been working on today and yesterday and today. The thing with that one is, when I mixed it, I must have been deaf, because it's really loud. The original mix of it, really unbearably loud to me now. So I went in and remixed it. Nothing radical, just bringing the levels down, and just so it's not so overbearing. A bit more air in the mix, if you know what I mean. So I brought everything down and did a whole new mix of it for the vinyl and the new CD thing that I'm working on. And the thing with this is, oh, of course, again, can I fit it all in? Oh, squeezy. The inner bag will have all the lyrics. Look, how cool is that? Look, I'll have the lyrics. If you imagine that's the inner bag, but you kind of got to rotate it, sort of thing. You've got to do it that way. Look, see, and then it folds. See, isn't that cool? It is. That's cool. That is. I think it's cool anyway. But the real thing is this one will come with a booklet. Oh no! And because I'm a cheapskate and I can't afford proper PDF software, I use this terrible PDF editing software, which is just a pain in the arse. It's not complete yet. I've got to finish it. But yeah, this is the rough proofs of. See, this is the booklet, which has the story of Americana in. So you'll be able to read the story as well. Though I might do it with black. I might do it with black and white on black. I don't know. Black on white seems a bit harsh. I haven't quite finished doing the layout yet. I've got to do the end credit page, but yeah, that's been fun. Has it been fun? No, it's fun up until the point I use PDF Element by Wondershare, and then everything becomes a little bit painful because it is appalling to use, but I can't afford Adobe Acrobat or whatever it is called now, because you have to have a subscription, and I'm not paying for an Adobe subscription because that's expensive. So I'll just have to suffer. But yeah, I'm just kind of going through everything and turning them into vinyls and what else, and CDs on that Elastic Stage website, which is nice. I shall have to set. I'll post it. What the hell? Let's post the page, and then no one can buy anything because it's good. But you can see them on the page. You can even go and listen to. I think you can actually listen to samples there. There we go. Boink. Russell's in. He says evening. Lost says that reminds me. Must take the rubbish out. Bin day tomorrow. Night. Well, that was brilliant. I'm glad I managed to scare you off. The bins are more exciting than listening to me waffle on about nothing in particular. I concur. But hey, you're not giving me any material, so I'm going to talk about me. Mystery says Super Deluxe box set. Where? Which one? What are you talking about? We don't understand. I think we've got a bit of a quiet one this week. It's very quiet out there. Very, very quiet. Mystery says, if you could get someone to remix your albums, who would you choose? No one. No one. Because I don't need to be remixed. They're fine as I do them. So, no one. I'm not really interested in giving my art. Excuse me, I just felt I came over a bit pretentious then. I'm ever so sorry. I have no interest in hearing anybody mess with what I do. So, nah, I just do it myself. It sounds alright to me. I've been doing this a long time, so, you know, I please myself. I play with myself, and I please myself. Because you do, don't you? When you play with yourself, you often just end up pleasing yourself. But then, no one. Thanks for asking. Russell says, "What's the guitar of the night?" There isn't one. I haven't got any. I'm giving up. I'm sick of guitars. I'm done with them. I'm having such a hard time selling them these days because, well, you don't hear my problems. So I'm not really doing guitars anymore. I'm not doing anything. But there isn't a guitar of the night, I'm afraid. Just the ones I've got. I haven't got anything new to show you, unfortunately. There's no. Trying to think. No, nothing. I've got nothing. I think you've seen them all, haven't you? The only thing I haven't shown you is this thing here, and it's in a case. I'll show you. Using using the second camera. Ooh, we're going high tech, folks. So using live camera 2, you can see there is. No, you can't see it too well, but there's a guitar there. But there's also this case. There's a case there, right? And it's got a D on it. It's not D for Darren. It's D for Duisenberg. And there's also a case there, which These are both from the Harwood collection, and I'm not selling them. What's in that? I'll tell you what's in that. A lap steel. Yeah, not a lap steel, sorry, pedal steel. An actual pedal steel. With, you have to set it up. Yeah, with legs, and it's got pedals, and it is just, I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I've played it a couple of times, and it just is the best thing ever. And that's one of the things I don't like being here, is I don't have enough room to have it set up all the time, so I can learn it, because it's different to a regular like lap steel. I think it's got something like 10 strings on it. I think it's got 10 strings. And then there's the pedals. The pedals move things. The pedals move things. Go wow, like that. And the other one is a lap steel. It's a Duesenberg lap steel. It's a lovely instrument. The only problem is, it's a horrible colour. It's a yellow. I don't like yellow as a colour. Well, I like yellow as a colour, but I don't like yellow guitars because they always look a bit zit yellow. And that is an amazing instrument. I'm a bit better with that, but it's a very nice lap steel. And I'll have to get it out and show it to you, and maybe I'll show you the lap steel as well. But I wish it had been. There's another one which has got. There's the same one. It's Sunburst. And there's a part of me, if money was no object, and I wasn't completely an aesthetic fool, I'd like to sell this one and get the gold, the Sunburst one, not gold. It's not a gold one. It's a Sunburst, because it just looks so much better than the yellow one. Just, oy oy oy. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. It's a nice instrument. I've just got to learn to love it, you know. So there you go. Andrew says, not Stephen Wilson. Where? And Russell says, love pedal steel sound, like no other. Indeed, and again, this is it weighs a bleeding ton, so it's kind of sat there for 2 years now. Can't really move it. It's really hard to unpack because it's made of metal. It's a GFI, I think it is, and it's really heavy. Really heavy, and it's, you know, it takes a bit to set it up. You've got to screw the legs in, and then you've got to attach all the pedals to the rods. There are rods and there are hooks and there are things, and you know, and but it sounds amazing. It really sounds like the best thing ever. And then, like I say, we've got the lap steel. I mean, I could show you it, but then, you know, start playing lap steel. That means I'm gonna have to finish Americana Part 2, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants me noodling around with a lap steel guitar again. Mystery says, if you could join a 70s band, which one would it be? 70s band. Probably someone like Noi, I'd imagine. Yeah, Noi. That's probably not the answer you were expecting, but there you go. I wasn't sure. Kieran says, pedal steel gets to the soul of the player. It's certainly an intimidating instrument, especially like in terms of tuning it, because I've never seen so many strings, and yeah, and like I said, I had to go at it for a couple of hours. Well, I think it was last year. It wasn't the first year I got it because I didn't have enough space to set it up and everything. And I was a bit scared to set it up because it was like, oh god, because there's no instructions. No instructions. I've just got to I had to just kind of figure it out myself. There was a video. In fact, I might actually have the link somewhere in my reading list. If I search for GFI. Here we go. It's 10 string, 3 pedals and 4 knee levers and a hard case. And it looks like that. Not like that one. That one's got a wooden finish. Ignore that. It doesn't look like that. It's more like this one down the bottom. But that one's got a wrist rest. Has my one got a wrist rest? I don't remember it, but it's got. Oh wait a minute. Let me just. Can I zoom in? No, you don't want me to zoom in. Okay. How do I make it? How can I get it all in the frame? Here we go. You see, it's got all these little levers here at the bottom, and I don't know what they do. I think they adjust something. And then you've got all the tuners and everything. And I'm scared. I'm scared of it. See, look. But they've got these lovely roller nuts on the bridge and on the nut. See? So it's just an amazing piece of technology. You know, it's like, wow, that is bonkers. Yeah. It's truly a bonkers piece of kit. Totally bonkers. Owen says, just joined. Did you manage to stream Pompei in 4K? If so, what did you think? Not yet, but I will. I must buy it. I must buy it. Pink Floyd had a #1 album with the soundtrack album to that. Can you? What a glorious time to be alive. When the soundtrack to Live in Pompei can hit #1 in the pop charts in the UK. What a wonderful time. How few copies did that sell? Seriously. I mean, it's really sad. I know people try and make it out to be some great victory, but boy, what terrible time for music if Pink Floyd can hit #1 with something that's been re-released and repurposed so many bloody times. I don't know. But I'm sure it's very good. Oh, there's something. Mystery says, neu. It's neu, as in new in German. Neu are what's known. I don't. Are you allowed to say kraut rock anymore? They're kraut rock band. They're part of the whole kraut rock music thing, and they're more guitar based rather than synthesizer based, and I quite like them. But as a 70s band, I think they could have done with my input. No band needs my input, seriously. No band. No one needs what I do. So that's a stupid thing to say, Darren. That's a stupid thing to say. But no, I think they're quite interesting. It's just there's something about them as a band. Sometimes you can listen to a band and think, there's space in there for me. Like in the 90s, it was Warm Jets. I really thought, that's a band I could have been in. Oh yeah, there's space for me in that band. At the moment, there's a duo called Sveinbjørn Kardeep, and they need a bass player. And I sometimes play along bass to them because they don't have a bass player. It's just a keyboardist and a drummer, and they need a fretless bass player to kind of root their melodies. And it's about having the space to be in a group, isn't it? Really. And Renee says, "Yeah, Noi. You forgot the exclamation mark. Needs an exclamation mark at the end. It's Noi, like that, like it's a surprise. It's Noi." But yeah, have you? I seeing as Andrew mentioned Stevie Weasel. You've all seen him live lately because he's touring the UK. Clive saw him. So Clive, if you're watching, like I said, you're off the Christmas card list, mate. I can only just say I'm disappointed. Haven't I warned you about him? He's the reason. Stevie Weasel is the reason that Pink Floyd's at #1 with Up Pompei. I mean, really. That's better, Renee. You're in the zone now. If you'd have told me 20 years ago, in 2005, that Pink Floyd would be topping the charts with the soundtrack to Live at Pompei, I'd have said, fuck off. I'd have said, get away from me. Are you drunk? Are you on crack? But here we are. That's the future we're living in. Seagull says, evening, Darren. Long time lurker, oh dear. And fan. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not good. That's not good. I can only apologise for the disappointment I'm going to deliver. Did you ever watch the indie film Perks of Being a Wallflower? Michael Brook did the music for it. I do believe I may have kind of sat through it, not realising the film until the very end. I think it was on one night on BBC One, and I think I missed the first few minutes of it. And yeah, I kind of went on it to it. And then at the end I went, oh, it's Michael Brook. I knew that music. So yeah, I know you're a big Michael Brook fan, and he did the soundtrack to it. Yeah, he did. And you know, you've got me answer. Should I read the rest of it? No, he did. He's got. You see, this is the thing about Michael Brook. Is a long time ago now, about 20 years ago, I think it was, after his last album. He said there's no money in me doing music anymore. He was like the first person to really come out and say that the music biz was over. He said there's no point in me doing any more like music, and that his rest of his life he was dedicating to do soundtracks because he got paid for those. And a little bit of my heart broke, and that was kind of the beginning of all this. That was shortly after his last solo album. And yeah, but if you go to it's funny because it's not. Is it funny? It's not funny. Nothing's funny, is it? Nothing's funny anymore. But for a long time now, Michael Brook. If you go to, I think it's Michael Brook Music. I think it is. You can go and listen or download most of his stuff for free. He's got like a whole archive of material. And Moby has followed suit. And Moby recently has been doing the rounds, touting his wares. He's done a similar thing where you can go to there's a website he's got, and you can download his music and use it in your projects as long as you give him credit. He was talking more about like soundtrack work, you know, for films, but I imagine if you want to remix or jigger around something or use a sample, he's more than happy to do it. He'll let you do it. He doesn't mind if you play around with him, if you know what I mean. So it's quite interesting that people are doing it. You know, again, it's something I've been meaning to do after all these years. Not that anyone cares. Not that anyone really cares what I do, but I'm more thinking about when I'm dead. Cheery thought. I was thinking of buying a particular domain, and doing not a new website, but a kind of an offshoot to my website where all my recordings are just there. Like, you can just do what you want with them, sort of thing. And yeah, I was thinking of just doing that. So when I am brown bread, could be any moment now, that there's like just a big repository of all the noises I've made over the last 30 odd years, and everyone can ignore them, and that'll be fine. That'll be fine. I just thought I'd better do it now before I die, because I don't think the kids will want to do it, and the missus certainly has got no interest in anything I do. So that sounds bad. It's just because she's lived with me long enough. She knows that I do what I do, and whenever I'm having a bit of a bad moment, whenever I'm like bemoaning my lot and telling them what an absolute abject failure I am, she says to me, "But you've got your music," and I go, "But I don't want my music." She sees it as a thing. I just find it funny. That's not what I want. I didn't want to end up like this. I didn't want to end up like. I didn't want to be this guy. I wanted to be the successful guy, Not with music, but just to have a 9 to 5, And then you're 54, and it's all kind of gone a bit skew with, isn't it, really? But hey, it goes on. I trundle along. Alex says, just ordered one of your Texas on vinyl. Nice one. Oh, thanks, Alex. We can do the thing. This is what it looks like, and but I think your one that you bought is different, because this was a test pressing, and I wasn't happy with it. Your one's different, because what I did, if I remember right, bear with me, what did I do with it? Was it that one? What one was it? Maybe it wasn't that one. Maybe I'm dreaming. Oh, that's fine. Oh no, it's the CD. Whoops. I thought I did a booklet for. I'm sure I did a booklet for the LP version. No, I didn't. I should have done a booklet. It was for the CD version. There's a booklet in the CD version. God, I'm going senile. Why didn't I do a booklet in the LP version? I should have done a booklet. Because you can do booklets. Honest. But anyway, yours will look like this. Ignore me. I'm just gibbering. I'm just gibbering. In the CD edition, there's a booklet. Look, there's a booklet. It wouldn't have worked. Would it have worked in the LP? Oh man, maybe I should have done a booklet for the LP. I don't know. I had all these photographs, you see, and I thought it looked cool. Look at that. It's Lake District. Oh well, maybe next time. That story was rubbish, Darren. That was the worst story you've ever told. But yeah, thanks for buying a copy. It's really heartening that people are willing to give it a go, because it's not hard to sell anything these days. But yeah, it's really good. I think it turned out really well. And that company, Elastic Stage, I've bought a number of things from them, and the CDs are good. The LPs are remarkable. I don't know how they do what they do for the cost. I mean, again, I know it's a bit pricey, because it's about, I think it's just under 30 quid. I got it priced at the lowest. You can actually, there are 3 price structures that you can set it at, and I've got it at the lowest, because it's not about the money, it's about the music. And I don't know how they do what they do for the money that they charge, because it is really good quality. The vinyl is remarkable. When put it on and played it for the first time, I was visibly moved by it, because it was just how I imagined it to sound on vinyl. Again, vinyl has a different quality to CD and whatnot. So I'm very, very, very impressed by what they do. And the missus says, "Oh, you've got to get them all. You've got to get them all on vinyl." I go, "Yeah, but it's going to cost a bleeding fortune." So I'm just very, very slowly working towards it, as you do, you know, as you do. As you do. But it's something to aim for, isn't it? It's something to do. Keeps me off the streets. Andrew says, yes, they're very nice photos indeed. But I know some of them have got booklets. What one had a booklet? Can't remember. I know I did a vinyl with a booklet. Oh boy, Darren. This is the thing when you get old. You forget everything. It's because I've been working on so many different ones, and I've just, you know, there was one I did with a booklet. That was it. It was EchoNet. EchoNet had a booklet. I'm getting I am really getting confused. If you ever get EchoNet on vinyl, this is what it looks like. It's really cool. It's really cool. Lots of pin art. Lots of pin art graphics. That's what you want. Again, it was all redesigned purely for the LP. You know, because you have to do it all again, don't you? And then this came with a booklet, and this is actually on the vinyl. I got it mixed up with a little essay explaining how the album was recorded, before and after pictures, because it was made during this period. There's Alex guarding the shed, and there's me and Verity in the shed. There's the original pin art for the album. I've stuffing my faces into pins, and that's what you get. That's what you get for your money. That's a good one. Oh, they're all good. They're all brilliant. New mix as well, I believe. But I don't think I mentioned it on the sleeve. But yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it? Keeps me off the streets. Keeps me off the streets. But you can get that on CD and on LP with the little booklet, because there's a little essay in it explaining the making of, because it was made under hard times, difficult times. Mind you, L came with a booklet as well. No one's bought any of those though. But everybody loves textures. It's good, isn't it? I'm glad everyone likes that one. It's all gone quiet out there. Seagull says, I think the 9-to-5 life is overrated anyway, to be honest. Leading rich cultural life, I'd say it's a much bigger achievement than someone who works their way for annual holiday. Yeah, have a good time all the time. Yeah, I took a most amazing photo tonight. The moon was red in the sky. I don't know if I don't know. I'm just going to get me fun. Bear with me, because I'm going to try and show you the photo. I was walking the dog. I don't even know if it came out properly. It was probably a blur. But I saw the moon. It was big, and it was round, and it was red. And I thought, I've got to get a picture of that. But I didn't have a proper camera. I just had my mobile. Sometimes the mobile is good. Sometimes it just makes everything like a blur, because I'm doing, the dog's dragging me along. Let's see how bad it is. Somehow I'll drag it onto the screen. Oh, right, let me find it. Where is it? Oh yeah, that wasn't too bad actually. I shall drag it to my screen. Select, send. Sent to Darren's Mac. Oh, that's magic, that is. Isn't Apple magic? I love Apple. It's like magic. So let's see if we can see these pictures. Right, can I drag them onto the... No, because it's not a JPEG. Why don't you just turn them into JPEGs? Export as JPEG. Yeah, they're not the greatest pictures. I mean, that one's even worse. Like I said, the dog was dragging me along. She wouldn't let me stand still. She's like, why have we stopped? It's like, there's a big picture. There's a big red moon. Don't you want to see the big red moon? She's like, no. See, look at that. Do you see it? Look, do you see the moon? I thought it was amazing. That was good, wasn't it? That's the title of tonight's live stream. The night where we looked at the big red moon. And look, this is a more blurry version. Let's see. I'm sure with a bit of photo manipulation I can make that look good. But it was so big. It was so red. Return says Dazza. Indeed, I'll answer to that. Oh, excuse me. That's a supermoon. Oh, I didn't know that. Ping, 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 ping moon. So it's written and I heard him say, pink moon is on its way. Those that stand so tall, pink moon's gonna get you all. It's a pink moon, oh, a pink moon. Ping, 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 ping moon. Don't take drugs, kids. Where was I? But yeah, it just caught me off guard. If I had my proper camera with me and a tripod, right, with the right lens, I could have stood there and got the perfect picture. But no. But there you go. And that's what I see on my dog walk, which is good. Oh boy, I think I'm hitting the wall. It's terrible. Oh, I'm a bit sleepy. Do you ever get that? Just me? Okay then. I'll try and be a good boy. I don't know what else there is to talk about. Went to the doctor's on Friday. Could talk about that. Saw the pharmacist, because I've never really seen a doctor about my medical ailments. And it's like, your blood test came back. Mystery said, Pinkman, good name for an album. Yeah, someone should do that. Andrew says, where's Layla? She's not here. And Alex says, so big and red. Oh, matron. Oh. And the pharmacist says, oh, your blood test's not good. We want it, it's 60. I went, but when I started on this journey, it was 105. I think I'm doing all right. She went, no, we want you to get your sugars down to 52. And I said, I'm going to have to stop eating. I said, look, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm very active. You know, I walk to bloody 7 odd miles a day. On Thursday, I did nearly 9 miles, right? Don't ask. And I said, and I don't know what else I can do, you know, it's really difficult. And she said, well, there are more drugs. I went, I don't want to do no more drugs. No more drugs, man. I'm done with the drugs. So there's another tablet they want to put me on, but I said, can we just hold off that for 6 months? I'm going to see if I can beat this thing. See if I can get it down to 52. I said, because there were mitigating circumstances. Because when I booked my blood test back in early April, and it took me 3 weeks to get my blood test. I said, in the interim period, I had to have a tooth taken out. And I ate some ice cream because it was really sore. It was sore, it's very sore. And I think that's why my bloods were a bit high. Plus also stress can make your blood go high. But she said, no, 52. When you get it down to 52, I was like, oh man. Oh God. So, but she said it's probably just your genetics. It's your genetics. There's nothing they can do about that. There's nothing they can do about that. I kind of wish that in my younger years I'd drunk more, smoked more, done all the bad things. But I've never been that guy. Well, I was that guy in my 20s, but that was a long time ago. You know, and I quit drinking back in 2007. So, you know, it's just not fair. And every time I see anyone waddling along, like, I bet I ain't got diabetes. I get very resentful. I get very resentful, I do. You know, it gets me down to right up, it does. I'm full of ire, I am, when I see these tubbies wobbling around. And I'm thinking, I bet they ain't got type 2 diabetes, or even type 1 for that matter. There's a lot of them. Oh, I get very resentful. Very resentful. So yeah, I've got until October to get it down to 52. And it's like, man, never going to be able to do it. Never going to be able to do it. I don't know what I'm going to have to. I don't know what I'm going to give up next. There's not a lot left to give up. So yeah. As for Layla, she's upstairs on the bed. I'm going to have to set up a camera upstairs. She's got no time for me. Not doing this. As soon as I turn on the camera, she's out of the room. You know, she's a bit like Hannah in that respect. Yeah, she. Mind you, the other day, she wasn't the bestest dog, because we'd been out for a walk and it was a bit warm, and she'd had her breakfast. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday, and she'd had her breakfast. But she eats really fast. She woofs it down like Alex used to do. And then she came in and then she vomited in her own bed. Just what she'd eaten. And it's like, oh man. But it wasn't vomit, it was just like food. And me and the missus were just like kind of sitting there having a coffee, watching some telly. And then a few minutes later she came back and then she ate her own vomit. And we could hear it. And it was crunching as well because she'd regurgitated her breakfast, and it's like, oh man, none of the Alex didn't even do that. Hannah certainly wouldn't have done it, and this one's just that's tasty. That is much better the second time round. When I says 52, that's very young these days, Darren. No, that's the level I've got to get my blood sugars down to. I'm on 60 at the moment, and I've got to get them down to 52. And I'm 54. And I don't know how to do it. Except stop eating. Live on salad and steak. I notice that when I have a lot of protein, no, I'm not going to go sucking off sailors down at the docks, no. But when I have a lot of protein, like a lot of beef, my bloods go right down. And actually, I can go the other way and I get dizzy. And that's what I said to the missus. I said, I'm just going to have to live on steak and salad. I don't know if my bowels can handle it. Well, there you go. But that's why you come here, for medical updates. And me moaning. Mind you, I saw a guitar. Second-hand guitar the other day. You might all be interested in. Let me just scroll. Can I get a... Oh, oops, Daisy. I want to get it on the screen. Oh, why won't you do what I want? Yeah, I saw this. This is a second-hand guitar. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should purchase one. What do you think? What do you think? Shall I get one of them? One, it's a PRS, and two, but yeah, there you go. Shall I get one of them? No. Oh dear. 16 people in. Very quiet. Very quiet this week. Obviously, none of the soccer cants have turned up. Go for it, it looks nice. I ain't buying it, don't worry. I was joking. I'd never buy one of those. Let's see. How are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, 7 thumbs down. The soccer counts have been in. That's good to know, isn't it? That's good to know. So you got 7 thumbs down? Is that all you got? Blimey. Because they like thumbs in down my live stream every week. Look. Good, isn't it? Usually it's like 15, but sometimes they disappear. Oh, here you go. Here's a big one. Look at that. Takes all sorts, I suppose. Oh, just imagine, right? Who's sadder, me for doing this every Tuesday for the last how many years, or that person who thumbs down my video with all their soccer counts? How long have you been doing it, mate? Is it had any effect? It ain't working, is it? Mystery says, have you ever owned a double neck guitar? No, I don't think the missus will allow me to have one. I nearly bought one. I don't know if it's still for sale, actually. It was a Epiphone, like, you know, the SG, you know, like the one that what's his name? Page plays. Oh God, I've got to find that. I've got to find the guitar shop now, and I can't remember the name of the guitar shop. Oh, did you ever get that? I'm looking through my list of guitar shops. Oh, what was it called? Is it called Backs? Oh, that was it. That's the one. I nearly said it. I'm not telling you the name of the shop because it's my secret place. It's my special place. I don't know if they've still got it, to be honest. They've probably not got it. Oh, they're not that down. Ooh. I shouldn't have come here. This is a bad place to come. Nah, I think it's already been sold. That's a shame. Let's have a look in the sold archive. Maybe I'll be able to show it to you. Oh, that's weird. It's not in the sold. Maybe they just sell a lot of guitars. There's an awful lot of guitars in here. Maybe I'll never find it. Oh, come on. Oh, it's not there. Maybe I was looking in the wrong. Maybe I was looking in the wrong section. Oh God, this has got so many guitars. They have. I'm not telling you they are though. It's a secret. Shh. I like coming here because they have weird stuff. Ooh. See, I shouldn't have come here. Oh, they must have sold it. That's a shame. It's sold in the last 6 months. Oh, it's a long time gone. It's a long time gone. That's a shame. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's in commission sales. Could be. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong section. There are many different sections to look at in this guitar shop. I should have just searched for. Oh, that's an interesting mandolin. I should have just searched for Epiphone. It might have been quicker. Why don't I just search for Epiphone? Epiphone. 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 No, it's gone. Well, that was the singular most boring anecdote I've ever told about guitar. That isn't there anymore. It was one of those Epiphone double neck ones. Epiphone. The thing is, right, it was really reasonably priced. I should have got it, but I didn't. I didn't because I was worried what the missus might say. She'd say, no, don't do it. Mind you, we could just go on eBay, right? We could just go on eBay and use our pocket money and buy one of these delightful ones from China. Look, they're very thoughtfully hidden, the logo. I've got a funny feeling it's not a genuine Epiphone. I think it might be one of those Gibson types things. Oh God, I got loads of them. There's another one there. They call it big red double-headed electric guitar, large size, discounted, fast shipping. I want to see what it says. Wow. I don't think that's a good idea. Have you ever been tempted to buy a Gibson? Anyone out there? No? Just me then. Minus says, what's with this? Like, why so many? I don't know. I don't know. It's because I'm so utterly dislikable. It's good. I like the attention. It kind of turns me on. Andrew says, oh, Mike Rutherford. Yeah, Mike Rutherford. He had Shergold. And one of those were up for sale, I believe. Was it Holgate Guitar Auctions? One of those lot. It was a Shergold double neck. I think it was a 12 string and... Was it a 12 string and bass? I can't remember. I think it might have been. And again, there was a part of me strongly suspected it might have been Mike Rutherford's, because I think it was 12 string and a bass combination. And Shergolds are really kind of odd guitars to see. You don't see too many of them around. But I can't imagine how much that would have cost. I can't imagine. Seagull says, I doubt it's Mike Rutherford disliking the videos. No, I don't think it's him. He's busy. He's busy. The thing about Mike Rutherford, right, is I don't know if he's still doing it. He might still be doing it. I haven't seen any pictures of him on tour with Mike and the Mechanics, but when he was playing with Genesis, he went up to, was it Guitar, and bought all the Squires, the cheapest Squire, I think it was a Squire Bullet. They had one in silver, and he bought them all because he uses them. They're the cheapest Squire you can buy, and he puts new pickups in and whatnot, and he swears by them. They're the cheap, I think 120 quid now, and he bought a lot of them, and he uses them for touring because if they get stolen or lost or chipped or knocked about, he's got a steady supply of guitars. So I think Squire should have jumped on that. Squire should have said endorsed by Mike Rutherford. I think it's quite funny. Renee says, Back's Music is still not up and running. They would go for a restart. Well, GAC, who remembers GAC? They went under and their stock has been bought by Gear for Music. So, I think, well, Back's Music's probably... Maybe it's gone. Maybe it's gone forever. Who knows? Who knows? But again, I got my 6-string bass from there, among other things. I bought quite a few bits and bobs from them over the years. There used to be some really good. I think this is again. I said to Mrs. I said I think the main problem with Bach's music is they had so many returns. They didn't know what to do with them, you know. And their B stock department was absolutely overflowing with bargains. And like I said, I've got this Ibanez 6-string bass, which is just, well, it was a phenomenal bargain for the amount I paid for it. It was just over 600 quid, and I was in the market for a 6-string because my old ESP one, the electronics were crackling out, you know, because it had a preamp in it. Again, I'm not a big fan of these because they all have preamps in and electronics that I don't understand. You know, I can't repair them. Other guitars I can repair, so I'm always a bit dubious about anything with a preamp in or active electronics, because, you know, I'd rather just have a passive guitar. So if anything needs replacing, I can just go at it with the soldering iron, and there's nothing wrong. That's why I got rid of the Godins and that, because it's all right having a Godin, but once the electronics frits out, and it happens, Godin are very bad at helping, and I think your average luthier would have an apoplexy trying to deal with it. If you've ever seen inside of a Godin SA synth access guitar, you'd understand what I'm talking about. It looks like you've taken the back off of a computer, and it's like, oh God, don't want to deal with that. So yeah, I'm always a little bit loath to deal with stuff like that. There we go. Seagull says, Martin Arthur's always remind me of an Irish wolfhound. I'm sure he really appreciates that. He says Tony Banks is a spaniel. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe it's time to stop the live stream. I think everyone's finally lost their minds. Yeah, it's all gone a bit weird in the comments section. Maybe I should block them. What do you reckon? How long? Oh God, it's only gone midnight. I feel like I've been doing this for ages. Hour and 8 minutes. Bloody hell. Flip says, how do I rate early 10cc? Again, I'm with 10cc. Don't get me wrong. I like the singles. But, you know, I'm not. Their albums are like, I'm always waiting for the hit to come along. And I imagine a lot of people hate me for saying that, but that's the way I call it, I'm afraid. Don't get me wrong, they're alright, they're okay, but, you know, I like the singles. Who doesn't like the singles? Everybody likes the singles. Alex says, you could always get a 17-string bass like Jake Elwood from ZZ Top. Even he says he hates it. Well, there's a point where you go too far with the bass. 6 is excessive, but it's interesting if you want to, you know, do multi-scale stuff. I like having the 6-string bass because if ever I need to do a kind of really odd growly thing, I've got the string to do it. Even if it's just going, you know, just one of those weird rumbles. Sometimes you need a deep bass note to cut through everything, and so having a 6-string bass is quite handy. It's quite useful to just add a little piquancy to your mix, to have a throb at the very, very bottom. Sometimes you can just be there, just picking out the root notes, just to kind of reinforce what you've already played on the bass. Sometimes you can play a bass line, you can have a bass line that goes really well, but sometimes, again, it's all down to frequency. Certain notes don't kind of shine through the mix, and I've been known to go in and just play on that the low B string, you know, just pick out some notes with that, you know, so it's good for that. And then up the other end, up the high end, you can always play it like a lead instrument, you know, so it's kind of the best of both worlds, really. It's quite an interesting instrument to play, you know, but then you've got to have the hands for it, and I haven't really got the hands for it. Not now, but you know, it's nice to have. It's like I've seen there's like an 8-string guitar I've seen going second hand. And I had an 8-string guitar a long time ago, 2013. Yeah, sounds about right. And I junked it because it wasn't really for me. But this one is, I think, just have it in the arsenal, you know, just to add to the mix. Sometimes I like to have things that are unusual, you know, that you can just, oh, let's have a go at that. It's quite good to have. But I mean, with bass, there are like 8-string basses and 12-string basses. And the 12-string, like, well, I'll explain what an 8-string bass is. An 8-string bass isn't what you think it is. It is a regular bass, but then it has sympathetic strings that are tuned an octave higher. So you're just kind of, it's almost like tuned like a mandolin, and is it 12? Is it 12 string? 4, 8. Yeah, 12 is 12. Yeah, 12 takes that even further, and you used to see them around quite a lot. A few years back, there was oh God, what was the company that used to do them? There was one company that used to do these 12-string. Yeah, Schecter and Hamer. Yeah. Let's go for the Schecter. They've got one at PMT. And these things are, oh God, they don't have the best pictures on here. Oh fucking hell, you're a nightmare. Okay, we won't do that one. We'll go to Peach Guitars instead, because I think I can manipulate their pictures a bit better. Oh wait a minute, guitar I've got one, so I can zoom in on this. They're easy to zoom in on without everything going mental. Here we go. This will give you an idea of what a 12-string bass looks like. So yeah, you have the 4. See the 4 big winders, your E, A, D, G, and the smaller strings are all sympathetic strings, tuned octaves apart. And I mean, I'd love to try one of those, because it must sound absolutely ungodly. It just, look at it. It's just, why? Why would you do that? Why? Why would you do any of it? But yeah, it's who's Daisy? Oh, I can never get anything. Oh, I hate trying to manipulate the windows of these sodding websites. Yeah, it can be quite a thing. But yeah, I think they've come back again, because there was a time when you couldn't get any. Oh fuck, I've got to buy that. Oh fucking hell, where's that? Oh, that's not a 12-string bass. That's a lot. They lie. Huh? That is not a 12-string bass, but they've got it listed under a 12-string bass section on Reverb, so we can't talk about that. That's stupid. Fancy doing that. But yeah, they do exist, and they are a bit weird. There's a part of me. There's a part of me that's curious about them. You know, I'm curious, a little bit curious. You know, I wouldn't mind experimenting. You know, going over to that side, but I think it's probably one of those things you try it once, and then you go, oh yeah, Dean as well. That was another company, Dean Guitars, and I don't know if they're still going, but they had their one which is called the Dean Rhapsody, and I quite like the I just quite like the shape of it. It reminded me of an old kind of like mandolin. Again, I think you play it for a minute and go, what am I going to do with this? It's just a weird, curious kind of thing. Not really. Whoops. Oh, stop doing that. Where are we? Renee says 17 strings. Can you still call it a bass then? Well, there are those who believe that you only need 3 strings on a bass, that the 4th string is too much. I find that funny because I remember reading an interview with Tone Levin. He said, well, really, I only need 3 strings on the bass, which is kind of true. But then we have 5 strings and 6 strings and 17 strings and 8 strings and 12 strings, you know. So it's a bit of a weirdo. Minor says, I don't know if Jake Elwood re-recorded those 17 string bass lines, maybe it was easy top. I doubt it. Alex says he only plays the bottom 2 strings anyway. He's admitted it. Alex says Jason Newsted used a 12-string bass on Metallica wherever I roam to get that big echo sort of crashing sound during the intro, which is quite an interesting sound. Well, this is it. You know, I've heard it being played. I've heard them being played, and it has a certain interesting kind of. Again, it all depends on the player and how you're playing it. If you're playing with a lot of distortion, it's just going to sound like mush. But you can get a kind of a very chimey sound to it. But I just can't imagine fingering it. Again, that's not the first time I've said that. You know, it's just like, it's bad enough. It's bad enough with a bass guitar. But to hold down 4 strings at a time, you'd have to have hands like shovels or fingers like shovels. I can't imagine getting to grips with it. But there's a part of me that's like, you know, you're a bass player. You like basses. I do. I really like basses. You know, I do. I really like basses. For my sins, I like a good bass. And you know, part of me is kind of, if I saw one coming up second hand, if I saw a good priced 12-string bass, I think I could be tempted to delve in the waters, but I'm not playing whatever that is, 1,300 for a new one. I remember when they used to be like £600-700. It's like, bloody hell. I think it must be Trump's tariffs that's ruining it for everybody. So there you go. I don't know what we're gonna do, eh? What we're gonna do. I'm getting all sorts of weird. Here you go. Here's a guitar for you. Is that real? Oh, it's a shame. This is in collection only. I think it's up in Glasgow. This is a triple neck guitar. It says it's a Tau guitar. I've never heard of that make, but it certainly looks involving. You've got a bass, a 6-string, and a 12-string. It's a whopper. Looks like fun though. Looks like fun. Good price as well, considering you're getting like three foot, yeah. But it's collection only in Port Glasgow. So I won't even send it to you. And that's a shame. That's on eBay if you want to go and look for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, those guys in China, they are so cheeky. Look at this one. Look what they've done there. Look, it's one of those weird Chinese guitars that it's got an R on it. I wonder what brand it's meant to be. Gee, I guess I'll never know. That is completely not how you do a Rickenbacker neck. That looks not good. Looks nasty. But yeah, if you want to get a knockoff Rickenbacker, you can get them off of eBay. That one, just £9 shy of 400 quid. Shouldn't be allowed. Oh, here's an 8-string bass. This is a Corvette 8-string bass. It's a Warwick. Nice. Look at that. Oh, look at that. So there we go. Mystery said, can you hire basses? Put it on some bricks. Alex says, Sid Vicious and the bloke from X-Ray Specs did a few gigs with only one string on their bass. Well, one is enough. One is enough. Oi, oi, oi. How many strings do you need? Indeed, how many strings do you need? You shouldn't have said, I've gone down a rocky road here, you know. I've gone down a rocky road here. Andrew says Chris Squire used the double ones. He also had a triple one, didn't he? He had that triple necked instrument. Let's have a look at that. Images. It was a WAL. WAL. W-A-L. There you go. It's a funny old shaped instrument, isn't it? Seagull says I don't see officially even bothered to turn up his amp half the time. Oh, he does play. There is footage when you do actually hear him playing. Again, I think there's a little bit of I think there's deliberate mystique around him. You know, what do you want? Do you want Sid Vicious, the capable musician, or Sid Vicious, the idiot savant who was more image over substance? Which one do you prefer? You know, which one do you prefer? Any more for any more? Any more topics you want to talk about before we call it a day? No? No? Don't rush to the front all at once. No? Okay then. Alex says, or you could make one like the old skiffle groups with a tea chest and a bit of string elastic and just tying away. Indeed. Make your own instruments, that's what they used to do, didn't it? Back in the day. Those were the days. Okay then, it's all gone quiet over there, so we'll wind up. We'll wind up now. Yeah, we'll call it a day. Anyway, thank you for popping by. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, I don't know why you should know what you're getting yourself into when you come come this way. You should really know. Yeah. Oh, Renee says I'm going. It's 1:21. Yeah, I know, it's 21 past midnight, yeah. Russ wants to know when the new series of Stranger Things is. I think it's later in the year. Prog on t-shirts? Yeah, they're around somewhere. I think you can find them. I have no idea. How'd you do? Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to tag a product. Let's see if I can find a Prog on t-shirt. Here you go. I'm tagging a product. I don't know what that means, but I've just tagged it. There you go. I've tagged it, and now I'm pinned. I'm gonna pin it. I've pinned it. What does it mean? Is anyone seeing that? So yeah, you can get the t-shirts. Pin products automatically. How'd you do that? Anyway, yeah, they're there. They're all there if you want to buy stuff. I don't think anyone's bought a t-shirt for me in about 5 years, 6 years. And I don't blame them. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you had a giggle. And we'll do this all again soon. And yeah, that's it. If you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. Night night.